All right. It's March 18th. Turkey season hasn't quite opened up yet here in Iowa, but me and another team member are headed to Nebraska in a couple weeks to try there early before we head back home for youth season and whatnot. Um, what I'm going to show you now is kind of my 2023 turkey season all wrapped up in one video. You've seen part of the first hunt, which is an early season hunt in Nebraska last year where me and Mitch went and killed a couple birds in the snow. But I'm going to bring you for both my Iowa birds, my second Nebraska bird, and then my first ever Wisconsin bird. So there's kind of a little bit of everything in here. Some of the footage is awesome, some of it's not so much. But that being said, I hope you enjoy it and get ready for a whole bunch of turkey content this year from the entire Outdoor X Media crew.
Good morning. Just got everything all set up maybe 15 minutes ago. It's basically shooting light right now. We got quite a few birds gobbling. It's kind of crazy. Two pretty close to the north, and a couple down this big draw to the south. So they could literally come from anywhere. I went with the avian laydown hen and half-strut Jake. A great combo. I've used a ton of times with a lot of success. And it's on this old fire trail. It's perfect. DS4K's in the spread. GoPro's ready to go. Main camera. And I got the shotgun this morning, so hopefully we can lay down some good footage. Get one of these birds in close and punch tag. is about time. I have had the worst turkey season I can ever remember. I mean, it took me till 6 days to go to even have a gobbler where I could shoot him, and he came into 40 yards, actually this exact same spot when I had my bow. Well, that sucks. With a gun, he's dead. If I'm in a pop-up blind, he's dead. Had him at like 25, 30 yards. But he must have caught me moving or something. And he stopped. Dropped stride. He never committed fully to the decoys, so I was hoping he was going to come in and strut and turn away and I could draw, but he knew something was wrong. And I was sitting 50 yards away, and he just wouldn't commit to the decoy, and he came to like 25, and I went to draw on him, and he busted me drawing. I was behind a ghost blind, and so the next day I went out on my buddy's piece and worked these two longbeards for like 2 hours, and they finally committed all the way to the decoys. 6 to 7 different camera angles. DS4K footage is out of this world, and unfortunately, right as I shoot, he spins and rotates, and it went from being a perfect shot, perfectly broadside shot, to a hard quartering away, and I just got breast meat. He took off. We looked for an hour or so, no blood, just meat on the broadhead, so that was very unfortunate. So This morning was pretty awesome. Bunch of birds gobbling their heads off. There was one bird roosted here. He came down, hit the fire trail, and left. You can see blind is back there, decoys, DS4Ks, but they got to, this is kind of a poke, but they hung up here. This one acted like he was gonna come in and then stopped, and they all started walking away. And with my season, I wasn't being patient anymore, so I let him eat. Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, this was finally a textbook hunt. I sat here about a week ago with my bow and had a gobbler come to this exact spot, bust me drawn and take off. Then went and hunted on a buddy's piece. Hit one as it was turning with my bow, just a little too far forward, and he took off. We looked for an hour or so and never found him. Fourth season came in 2 days ago. This is my first hunt, and I decided to break out the shotgun and even the odds a little bit this year. Typically I'm doing pretty good on turkeys, not this year. It's been rough. Shot one in Nebraska, but normally my kids have had turkeys, all sorts of stuff, and it just has not happened this year. Hasn't all came together, but it did this morning. Had 3 or 4 longbeards work in, and they kind of hung up about 50 yards away from the blind, and I don't know if they were going to come in or not, but they were getting kind of squirrely, so I decided with the season I was having, I should probably take a shot, put the bead on the head, pulled the trigger, dumped him, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Great bird, probably 23 pounds, triple beard, good spurs, a little over an inch, and yeah, perfect end to a perfect morning. All right, well, just got set up in Nebraska. It's 1:40. When I was walking to the spot from the truck, I heard a bird gobble. Down by the river behind this cattle yard, so I got a couple little more adjustments to make on the blind. It's wanting to move a little bit, so I'm gonna do that. Got the decoys set up, then I'm gonna start doing some soft calls. See if I can't entice a bird up in through here, so we'll see. And that's how it's done. I haven't been hunting in Nebraska longer than 30 minutes. And I am tagged out. I heard this bird gobbling. I heard this bird gobbling when I got out of the truck. He walked a long ways away, and he turned around, called him back in, came all the way up, was like 10 yards away from the decoy, and I had my gun shouldered, and I was trying to move the camera, the tripod, and he was, I mean, I'm just in a little pop-up blind, like a hunter's specialties little netting blind in front of me, just enough to cover up my legs and whatnot. And he read the script, came in perfect from, I don't know, he was 200 yards away, came in and got right there, saw me trying to adjust the camera, and he was getting ready to booger, and I figured, you know what, I better send it. So I got it sent, and he's dead at 20 yards. All right, let's go take a look at him. You see, there's my setup. Just right tucked in behind that. Decoys and dead bird. This is awesome. 4-hour drive this morning. I've been hunting for 25 minutes. I heard this bird from way back on the other side of that river. Called him in, got him all the way in here. Figured I'd bring him over in shade and do the interview. He gobbled when I got here. My truck's parked maybe 150, 200 yards away. And right when I started walking here, I heard him gobble, and he was probably down in the bottom of this field. And by the time I got down here and got all set up, I gave a call and he had walked off. And he was probably, 150 yards behind this cattle lot. And I was patient, just kept after him, kept calling, and got him to turn around. And as soon as he hit the field and saw the strutter decoy, in he came in on a rope. I was tucked in behind this blind right here, and I was trying to position the camera for the shot, and he got pretty close. He was at probably 10 or 12 yards and caught me moving the camera. That's the bad thing about filming not in a blind. And he was fixing to get out of there, so I decided to take the shot. It's the way my season's been going. When you're given an opportunity like this, you take advantage of it. So couldn't be more happy. Great bird. And ended up filling both my Nebraska tags. Filled one earlier with Mitch during the archery season, and then to come out here, not even hunt for half an hour, and be tagged out. Now I'm gonna load everything up, head back home. So get after my last Iowa tag. So. All right, it is May 11th. It's finally getting a decent amount of light in here, and it's been pretty quiet. Had a bird way back in the middle of the farm gobbling a little bit, but I just struck up a bird on the neighbor's piece, probably 400 or 500 yards away, and he's gobbled 2 or 3 times. So I might give a few calls, and maybe he'll come in. I have no idea, but it's worth a try. That bird was at like 400 yards. He's only at like 200 Man, I tell you what, this turkey season has wore me out. I have hunted my butt off this year. I mean, absolutely hunted my butt off in Iowa this year. Had a couple close encounters later in the year. First 2 or 3 seasons, nothing. Some jakes, that's it. No opportunities. Had a beautiful hunt on one of Greg's farms. 2 big longbeards came in, and I hit the one forward, just breasted it. So I said, you know what? I'm done body shooting turkeys with a bow. It's headshots only. That's all we're doing. I don't care. So I got my setup all ready, and I knew it had to be inside 15, 20 yards. I put the decoys at 12. It was super quiet this morning. No birds gobbling. Finally, there was one way up in the middle of the farm, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to grab my bow, and I'm going to try to maybe sneak on him. Got up there. He shut up, and I'm like, you know what? Just go back in the blind. Go sit in the blind and wait. So I sat in the blind, and I wasn't in here 5 minutes, and I heard this bird gobble on the neighbor's farm, probably 400 yards away. Called a couple times. Nothing. Called a couple more times, and he gobbled, and he was at like 100 yards. And he worked all the way, and there's no pre-roll because he came in from behind me, 5 feet next to the decoy, right into the spread. Stood there for a couple minutes, just sizing everything up. Got on top of the hen, circled around, gave me a perfect frontal, full strut shot. About took his head clean off. So, I can't wait. I got to get out there and see this bird. Let's go look. This is what I'm talking about. Right here. And he ended up right there. Oh. I'll tell you what. If I ever bow hunt again, it's just going to be decap only. That was awesome. Let's check this bird out. Another big beard, double. Good hooks. I am a happy camper this morning. All right, well this ends my 2023 Iowa turkey season, and it couldn't have ended any better. Like I said before, I've had an absolute struggle bus of a season. Last year, no issues. Got my kids on turkeys, my neighbor on turkeys. I was with Greg when he killed birds. I killed a bunch of birds in here in Nebraska. Not so much this year, it's been a struggle. But finally, all came together this morning on a perfect Iowa 4th season hunt. This bird was roosted way off on the neighbors, and he started gobbling a little bit, and I called, and he went from 400 or 500 yards to 200 yards, and I said, okay, he's probably coming. Gave him a few minutes, called again, and he was inside 100 yards gobbling. Next thing I know, I could hear him spitting and drumming right behind the man cave, and peeked out the back, and he was at like 20 yards walking straight in, full strut, right into the decoys. So he entered into the decoys in the frame, no pre-roll really, and he came right to this setup. This HDR half-strut Jake and the laydown hen has killed so many turkeys for me over the years, and I wanted to bring it out again this hunt. So they did their job, I did mine. After a couple mishaps, I told myself I was only going to head shoot turkeys. It's like, I'm going to get through the bow season, I'm going to keep grinding, but I'm only going to use bows. I'm only going to lop their heads off. So I got the bullheads all set up, had them shooting really good, out to 20 yards, set the decoys at about
12. Was patient, waited for the right shot. Full frontal strutter. Almost cut his head completely off. But this is another great bird. It's got 3 beards, probably right around inch spurs, maybe a little bit less, but either way, I am thrilled with this bird and couldn't be more happy, more excited. This was perfect. Just a great morning. The grind was definitely worth it. I'm tagged out here next weekend. Mitch and I go see Austin in Wisconsin.
All right, they're on the road. Oh, does that one see him? Look at it. Let's get this angle. So hopefully if it works out, they'll be coming up over that berm right there to the right. The hens went back towards the tom, which is good. So keep an eye for them on that berm. Hens are going back, that's not good. It's a long ways from that berm. I don't think it's as far as you think. There's our birds there. He just needs another 40 or 50 yards. You can just see the tip of Jesse's head right there. That's Jesse. See if we can't get these birds. They're working towards them a little bit, but not much. All he's got to do is just wait about. Alright, so we got the birds on the field. There's 2 toms with these 2 hens. One of the hens is starting to make its way towards Jesse. Right there. And then Jesse is right there on the berm. So I'm hoping I get him. Shoot one of these birds from the blind. I don't see Jesse anywhere. Oh. There's the birds. There's Jesse in the background. There he is, you can see him. Yeah, I can see the just tip of his head. They're coming right towards us, like right towards the decoys. Get on it and do it now. Jesse's just trying to get around on these birds, so I'm going to sit here and try to film them from this side. Hopefully we can double up in this field this morning. If we were sitting together, all 3 of these birds were in our decoys at different times, but we're separating to try to maximize our opportunities. So right now, they're going to parallel that berm and try to cut them off before they cross over this little gravel road thing we have right here. Sandhills will land up here. Push them that way. There's a Tom coming across. Oh, that's him. That's Jesse. Perfect, Jesse. There's a duck. So fucking Tom first. So that's Jesse. I don't know what that. Not that he pulls his head up too far. So Jesse is literally right behind that berm right there. I hope to man he's gonna kill him. He has to. Alright, so Jesse is literally on the other side of that berm. These toms gotta be about 40 yards from him. So I'm trying to record him right here. But Jesse's literally just over that berm right there. So I'm trying to get both angles of this thing happening here. Yeah, those heads are right to the road now. He keeps moving though. That hen is right by him. It's gonna see him. He keeps poking his head up. Yep. That hen's gonna see him. God damn it. He's gotta see that hen. She's gonna see him. There's Jesse. They're in range right now. They're in range. He needs to poke his head up and get him. Oh, the head's on. Oh, just clucking. There he got him. There he got him.
He got him.
There he got him.
You got him. Awesome. Sorry, I'm trying to film and do both things at once. He got him. We just doubled up.
I love it. Where's Austin?
He got him.
You got him?
I was doing Facebook Live and recording. Yeah, he got him. He dead.
Might have Austin him.
Unbelievable.
How close was that hen to you?
Holy cow. Well, when that first hen walked, I'm like, oh crap, that's farther than I wanted. And then the second one popped out.
Is that Austin? Yeah. I'll show you guys. So these guys are way down. There's Austin coming over the hill. They're way down on the other side there. First thing this morning, Mark and I are sitting in this blind here. Here's an old gravel road that goes back to a gravel pit back here, and birds were gobbling. My tom came on the other side of those trees, came into the decoys. We're out there checking my decoy or my tom out, and we came back to the blind, and Mark just peeked over to see if we could see birds. And these two were 80 yards coming at us, so we had to run back to the blind. No time to take our decoys down. And it was a little cat mouse morning with Jesse this morning, and these birds. He was up and over the berm, back and forth, running around circles. We're watching from the blind, filming the whole thing. So I got it on film.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was hoping. So when the second hen hopped out, I'm like, and then they gobbled. I'm like, okay, they're here. She's here. I'm not letting them because I mean, the chances of the shot getting here is.
Yeah.
But I didn't want.
Well, they're going that way. I'm like, good. He's gonna shoot this way. He won't be shooting at us.
Yeah.
That second hen goes. He goes, oh, she's gonna see him because we can see your head because you're like a lighter green.
Right.
And all of a sudden her head goes. Pop, pop, pop. We heard it goes. Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
And you just raised up.
Yep, because I was like, he's got to, they got to be in this little pocket. I raised up and I saw them both, and I'm like, the instinct in me wanted to drop back down, and I'm like, nope. So,
All right, well, here it is. First day here in Wisconsin for Jesse and I, and all thanks to both Mark and Austin Waniger for inviting us out here. These guys have been scouting the birds, and Austin's been putting the work in to put us on these birds. But, I don't know, Austin, you tell us about the setup. You got the setup for us, so why don't you tell them what's going on here?
well, I took a ride last night, and cameras were pretty quiet yesterday. Took a ride and seen two of them sneaking in at about 8:05 up here on the corner, and I told Mitch, I said, bring in a blind and put that up tomorrow and right away in the morning and see if you can get one of them two that went up in that corner. Me and Jess are going to be about 600 yards away hunting a different bird, and boy, it's your guys' story pretty much from there.
Yeah. Well, I got the lucky charm like I always get. Mark here behind me. This is Austin's dad. I don't know, this is the third time I've come out, and just with schedules and the way things work, I've hunted with Mark, and usually Austin's working, but he had it off, so I told him, why don't you take Jesse? This is his first Wisconsin bird. So the goal was for Jesse to get on the bird first, and I would either just sit here hoping these birds would come out, or I'd play catch up after these guys got a bird, and I'd follow up because I've already killed some birds out here. But the way it worked out, the birds were gobbling behind us, and we heard one drumming. This one stepped over the ridge, came right into the decoys, and I was able to drop him. And then these other two, this bird with another one came out, started working their way towards them, and came back. So Austin and Jesse got on the phone, and I said, get over here. The way this layout is, there's two berms on each side of this field, so they can get behind it. And Jesse was playing cat and mouse up and down this field edge here, and you'll see on the video, trying to get in front of these birds. And eventually he got out in front of us, and these hens came by. All they were doing was following hens. They weren't spooked at all, so we just kept playing with them. And then they finally made a break for the berm here where Jesse was at, and he let her rip. I mean, he had a hen come, God, 10 yards from you?
Yeah, I was close, and she saw me sitting there, was putting, and went to take off, and luckily the birds had gobbled like 10 seconds before that, so I knew where they were at, and said, now or never. So raised up and let her eat as they started to boogie out of there. But
yeah, these two turned and burned, but he made it happy, made a shot, and we got it all in video. The blind here behind us, you can see Mark and I were sitting in that blind. We watched the whole thing unfold out in front of us and watching Jesse up and down the berm. All in all, we doubled up first day here in Wisconsin. So Jesse's got to get a Green Bay Packers jersey now.
go Pack, go, right, Jesse? Something to burn, start the fire with.
Inside joke, but all in all, it's been a great hunt. Thanks, Mark.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks,
I'm sure
guys.
next year we'll come back out, and we got to return the favor and get you guys on some Iowa whitetails now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you.
Good deal.
All right,
Thank you much, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir.